Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Thursday, April 13th. It is 6:24 right now. Market's going to open in about 6 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick, and then we'll get started with our analysis for today. Got a couple of things here to update. And we should be good to go. A few more things here. Good. All right, solid. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. Perfect. Send out. Looks like we are good to go. I'll get a few moments for people to make their way in, and we'll get started shortly. Okay. All right, perfect. Hey guys, morning everybody. Today's Thursday, April 13th. It is 6:26 right now. Market's gonna open in about 4 minutes. I'm gonna give it a few moments for people to make their way in, and then we will get started with our analysis shortly. All right, let's see this here so far. Morning, Ben Hartwig. Morning, Maria. Morning, Karen. Morning, Gactive. Morning, Eunice. Morning, D. Morning, Martha. Morning, T. Morning, everybody. Morning, Osa. All right, guys. So there's a big spike here this morning. I think there was news again. Let me check the calendar real quick. So today, this morning, Thursday, April 13th, we had news over here at 5:30. Core PPE, EPI unemployment claims. So we had a lot of inflation news plus unemployment claims, all super negative. So with that said, go ahead and mark that up on the chart. So news right here at 5:30, obviously the big candle. Looking over here, any more news for today? Natural gas storage at 7:30. There. See what else is here. So I'd say with that, let me go and check my FX book real quick. So over here for my FX book, let me see if there's any other news events that came up today. 5:30, 7:30, 8:30, and that's about it. All right, tomorrow news over here at 8:30, and that's pretty much it for the day with regard to the news. So we'll see what happens here when the market opens in the next, 30 seconds or so. I think overall bias here is still very strong for a buy. So let me check over here for the sentiment real quick. Sentiment is currently 64% short. So I think price will probably correct back up, with time. It's just gonna be a matter of time until it happens. Let's see, morning CJ, morning Vince, morning Cern, morning Dan, morning everybody. All right, guys, market is opening in about 20 seconds. I think price will probably swing back up at some point. Looking over here at their overall bias, the higher time frames are still bullish. 4 hour, 1 hour, 30-minute time frames, all bullish right here. 30 minutes kind of neutral, but for the most part, it's still above the pivot. So it looks like it's going to swing back to the upside, at some point. So there we go at the opening bell, guys. Market is now shifting back to the upside on the 1 minute over here. We currently have a lower low right here. So again, if price swings up a bit higher, then we may have an opportunity to take a buy position. So price is pushing up from this lower low right here. If we get a buy signal that breaks and closes past the pivots over here, then possible entry for a buy. But as you guys can see, the market's moving kind of crazy right here on the open. Huge spike right here. It was a big green candle. Price spiked back down. No longer the lower low. Lower low just got pushed down a little bit further. So we're still looking for a buy here. We just don't have it yet. So I'll put the criteria up here for the strategy. Again, guys, we're looking for this lower low to be established. As you can see, this candle here is pretty crazy. Huge candle right here. New lower low established. Another opportunity right here for price to swing. Looks like it's not going to happen. Price is still pushing down pretty heavy. So let me go and mark up opening price real quick, which is right here. Again, we have another lower low established right there, or not established, but it's pretty much opened up. If this candle here provides a buy signal, there's not going to be an entry because we can't have it on the same exact candle. There has to be a lower low and it needs to push up on the next following candle. It can't be the same candle. So we'll see how this over here plays out. Hey, Glenn, how's it going? Morning. All right, so we got nothing here yet. We do have the lower low right here. That is currently pending. We need this candle here to close. We got about 14 seconds left. Price is still dropping. And we do not have any entry here yet. It's a little risky here with the candle moving so heavy. As you guys can see, huge wicks right here on the top side. Price is having trouble getting to the getting past the pivots right here. There's a pending buy signal on this candle. So if this here closes with the buy signal, there's a possible entry for a buy here. You got to make sure that the candle breaks and closes past the pivots and it closes with a buy signal. It has about 30 seconds left on it, so it's got a lot of time still. But if it does close above here, above the blue pivot with a buy signal intact, then this would be an entry for a buy. All right, we got 20 seconds left. Let's take a look at the fundamentals real quick. The fundamentals are not very bullish. They're like pretty neutral, 57 points in the green. So overall bias here is still pretty bullish. Does not look like we're going to get entry on this candle here. And it looks like there is no entry here. All right, so I don't really like how the candles are moving here. As you guys can see, we do have the lower low here established, but we have a lot of a range going on right here. Price is having a lot of trouble getting past the pivots. You can see the big wicks right here on these three candles. Not really liking that, because if that's the case, price is pretty much consolidating at this point. There's just two zones right here, and price just keeps going back and forth in between. As you guys can see, just a back and forth movement. I actually would prefer that it establishes a new lower low. But again, it could also reject off this point. So again, right here, price just established a new lower low. So this here is irrelevant. And then price is still continuing to trickle its way down. Eventually I think price will swing back up. A lot of reasons for that. If you guys look over here at all of the time frames, the higher time frames are still a bit bullish. 4 hours bullish, 1 hour is bullish, 30-minute is neutral, 10-minute over here is bullish, 15-minute over here is neutral, and the 1 minute over here is bearish. So it's a bit of a mixed bag, but these higher time frames are usually leading. So you can see over here on the 4 hour, if this closes above here, then there's going to be a nice rejection off the bottom. This candle has 25 minutes left on it, but nice rejection off the bottom there. And same with the 1 hour over here. So if these candles here close bullish, and the 30-minute as well, as you guys can see here, if all of these candles here close a bit bullish, then it could be a nice rejection off the bottom side and a continuation to the upside. So in the next 25 minutes, I think that's the main thing to look for. If you guys see a nice wick rejection off the bottom on these higher time frames, it's going to be an indication that price is likely to swing to the upside. Same with the 10-minute over here. There's a possible bottom rejection right there. There's a top rejection too, but it might line up with the higher time frames here. So, I mean, we'll see. There's nothing for us to take right now, but we'll go ahead and take a look at those hints a little later. It doesn't need to happen right now. These candles still have 25 minutes left on them, so they have a lot of time before they would possibly need to swing to the upside. Looking back over here, a new lower low established again. So this is fine, guys. I actually want price to drop down a bit. The lower the better, because the lower that it drops, the more opportunities we have for it to swing back to the upside. Because if price drops down pretty low, the target price point is going to be the blue line right here, opening price. So I don't really mind if price pushes down and retest the sessions down here, and then possibly make a bounce right back up to opening price. So I'm fine with price dropping as low as it wants to. It can keep dropping as low as it wants to, and then eventually I think it's going to correct back up. Possible new lower low right here. Look where price rejects from, directly off the session. So you guys saw my markup there just a few seconds ago. This is kind of where I'm okay with it dropping to. Actually, this is okay too. The low of this lower low looks like it's retesting this area down here. See if it drops lower. I don't think it'll actually close. I think it'll just reject off that point there. If it drops any lower, the next target price point is going to be the sessions down below, the green sessions. So we have the New York low down here as well. There's a lot of sessions down here. So a lot of areas for rejection. Now this thing's tumbling pretty hard. All right, next area of rejection would be the New York low right here, this green line. So let's see if he gets to this point. Nice. Karen said she took the breakout, full TP. She took it for partial. Solid profits there. All right. So price is still dropping lower and lower from where it's currently at. I don't know what's going on in the market. I don't know if there's a news event going on right now. I don't think so. But yeah, this thing's tumbling like super heavy. It came right after CNBC reported stocks rise. So it's the stocks rise as another report points to cooling inflation. And then what happens with the index, it goes completely down. So yeah, the CNBC indicator, Maria said. So guys, whenever you guys see a news event like this, not really a news event, but some sort of publishing by CNBC, market typically does the opposite. Right here, they said the market was rising. It's actually going completely down. So we have the rejection right here off the sessions. Let's see if it holds. All right, as you guys can see, this might be the bottom right here. We have the low right here. It's rejecting off the sessions. Nice rejection off the sessions right there. Price is pushing up pretty nicely. All right, so there's lower low. Price is pushing up, getting stuck in between the sessions over here, as you guys can see. Rejection off the bottom end, rejection off the top end. We'll see if this here swings back up. Sentiment is still very bearish, so I wouldn't be surprised if it swings back up. So as you guys can see over here, it's still 62% short. So it looks like they pretty much just gave whoever was on the sell side a bit of a gimme right here. correction back down, and then it swung all the way back up, or it's going to swing back all the way back up. So if this is the bottom, guys, I'm expecting price to shoot. It might not be a straight shoot, but target price point is going to be this blue line over here. So that's a target price point for correction. I'll go over to the clean chart. Let me go and just mark this up real quick. All right. So as you guys can see over here in the clean chart, price has a long way for it to swing back up and correct. So correction point is going to be up there. This is target price point. And we'll see where it ends up going. So in order for us to have entry, we need to have a green buy signal break and close past pivot 2 over here. Pivot 1 and 2 or just pivot 2, either one. So if this here closes above pivot 1, still fine. We still have opportunity for entry. But again, we have to wait for this candle here to close above there. All right, we have about 15 seconds left on this candle. The candle is a little big, guys. So if it closes over here, we might need to wait for any, retracement before we can take entry. Doesn't look like it's going to close there. We have another opportunity on this next candle. So on this candle right here, if it breaks and closes past pivot 2, which is a blue pivot right there, possible entry. Again, you guys have to wait for the candle to actually close. Just keep that in mind. 40 seconds left. Just make sure that you guys wait for the candle to close. Get a lot of time right here. We got 30 seconds, 40 seconds. It's going to be a bit of a waiting game until this candle here closes because a lot can happen in the next 30 seconds or so. So we'll see if this correction here happens. If not, then just got to wait. We got 20 seconds left on this candle here. Make sure you guys wait for the buy signal to close. If there's no buy signal, there's no entry. Got about 10 seconds left. Does not look like it's going to close. And no entry there. Another possible buy signal right here. You guys can, as you guys can see, price is having trouble getting past the blue pivot, right? So if we get a buy signal here, price still needs to close above or close past this lower high right here, because there can't be no lower highs or higher lows in between. So we need a buy signal, and we also need it to close above this this lower high right here, because if not, this is going to have a high low in between, and that's not allowed. As you guys can see over here, no high lows between higher high or lower low. So there's no opportunity here for us to make entry just yet. All right, doesn't look like we're going to have it. Price is coming back down right here. No buy signal. We have 15 seconds left on this candle. 10 seconds. 5 seconds, no entry. All right, so there's no entry here, guys, unfortunately. Looks like we got to wait for another lower low to be established. So it looks like we're going to have a bit of a waiting time in between, because I don't think this is going to swing all the way back up and establish a new high anytime soon. Or I mean, I could be wrong. It's a wacky market right now. So I could be wrong, and this can spike up pretty heavy and close above this lower high. Odds of it happening are very unlikely, but that could happen, providing for another entry here. But again, guys, this candle here is huge. Like, it's very big. So you have to wait for a retracement if it does play out. Yeah, this candle is huge. All right, so there's possible entry over here. Gotta wait for the candle to actually close though. So there goes a retracement. I'll see if I can put a buy stop here, swinging back up. See, I'm not in the position yet. There we go. Let me see if I could fill it. Was letting it retrace a little bit so I could put my buy stop there. As I mentioned, the candle is pretty big, so I'm kind of waiting for it to retrace a little bit. Letting it retrace right now. Okay, I'll put my buy stop here now. I'll see if my order can get filled. So I'm not in the position yet, guys. I waited for it to retrace because I mentioned whenever the candle like this is really big, price needs to retrace down a little bit before it, continues swinging back up. The problem with entering right away is that it can hit your stop loss before it shoots up. So I'm not in the position yet. I do have my buy stop here placed. So still not in it, guys. If this swings down below here, I'm just going to cancel my order. So this is a typical setup that we usually see if the candle is too big. Okay, price is dropping. I might just cancel my order, guys, if it drops too low. So whenever you get a big candle like this, I always warn you guys to wait for the retracement. So not in the position yet. If it swings lower right here, I'm just going to close out of it. So if it gets to this point down here, I'm gonna cancel my order. See where it's at. When the market does this, when there's like nothing going on, so the volume just kind of died down a bit. All right, I'm still not in the order yet, guys. Let me see if I can get my order filled. Volume just died down. All right, so I'm still waiting, guys. I have a pending buy stop right here. I waited for the price to pull down a little bit right here for retracement. I put a buy stop right here, so I'm just waiting for it to swing up and fill my order. Not in the position yet, just waiting for it to swing up. So there's two different scenarios here. If price pulls back below this area here, I'm going to cancel my pending order. If not, I'm just going to wait for it to swing up. But the longer that we wait, the more riskier this trade becomes, right? So I'm still waiting for this here. See if my order can get filled. All right, my order is now filled. I gotta watch this though. Let's see where it ends up. Because if it hits TP right away, I got to pull out. I can't hold on to this longer because this position technically has been running for longer than it's supposed to. All right, price is pushing up. There we go, pushes up a little higher. It's having trouble getting past that pivot 3 right there. As you guys can see, the gold pivot. All right, just gotta wait, but I gotta wait and watch. Let's see, it looks like Nick took profit. And the volume has died down a whole bunch right here. Nice. So Nick took profit, locking the total profit of 558. Nice work, Nick. Still in the position right here. I actually took, so I accidentally double clicked it. I actually took a TP on my first one. I'm still in this one position right here because I tried to click it to see if my position was filled. It was kind of lagging a little bit and I actually entered it twice. So I'm actually, one of them hit my TP already. And then I have one over here that's still technically running, or this specific one here. Yeah, Richard said those 2 weeks same high on that one. So I'm still in this position right here, guys. I have one that I accidentally entered earlier because I was trying to check on my buy stop. I accidentally hit buy on my quick trade manager, so I was already in the position. It already hit my TP, but this one right here is still running, so I'm in this position right here. I'm just waiting for it to swing up. The volume over here pretty much died down a bit. I don't like when the market moves like this sideways because this is just preparing for a breakout in either direction. So we'll see where this ends up going. Hey, Kenny, how's it going? Morning. Let's see. Dijon said he ended up pulling 110 profit. Yeah, if you guys don't feel comfortable with the position, and then, obviously just pull it. I'm still holding on to it because I didn't get best entry on this here. Yeah, price is having trouble getting past that orange pivot, as you guys can see out here at pivot 3. I think if it can break and close past pivot 3, it's going to have it's going to follow up with that swing to the upside. Yeah, this trade's taking a lot longer than it should. All right, these are like the worst scalps to be in because if you hold on to them for too long, they become intraday trades. This trade should have hit like minutes ago. I didn't hit my stop loss. All right, fuck it, whatever. I took the loss on this, guys. So I took 2 accidental trades. I'll take a screenshot of both of them. I took one trade where it actually hit my TP. It didn't even give me full TP on it, but it did give me the green strip. I accidentally entered that one. And then this one right here hit my stop loss. This trade here just took way too long, guys. For one, this candle was too big. I mean, it was way too large. So I entered it late. So right here is when the actual entry happened. This trade ran for, let's see. It ran for about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 minutes. Way too long for a scalp. I'm going to go ahead and count this as a loss. I'll take a screenshot of my profits. I took one loss, but I also took a win before because I took an accidental buy when I was looking for this to fill my order. Because I didn't fill my pending order. Ended up filling it the second time it swung up. And then I ended up getting stuck in this here. So it's all good. First loss for April. We got to shake these losses out anyways, because we haven't had any losses this entire month. We're currently 7 wins and 1 loss for this month so far. So it's all good. Move on to the next one. Let me go and clean this up here. Probably should have been a little more careful on this move because this candle here was way too large. But from our testing results, we pretty much disregard everything: news, big candles, sessions, etc. Because there was a lot of red flags here that could have been avoided. For one, price was at the sessions. 2, the candle was way too big. 3, price was at news price. It was just an iffy market. So we're counting that as a loss. Fortunately. All right, so loss on that one right there. Let me take a screenshot of my, I'll take a screenshot of one account because I don't want to have to go through a lot of these. All right, so I did take some trades during Asia session, guys, so I'm not going to screenshot everything because we always get people who complain about that. Because they want me to hold a live session during Asia. I'm not going to do that. So I'm just going to screenshot the trade that I took this morning. All right, so luckily that earlier win kind of offset my loss a little bit. So I'm not really far in the, I mean, I have a loss, obviously, I read for the day. For the week so far, I'm still in profit. For the month so far, I'm still heavy in profit. But for today, these are the 2 trades during the live session. So this trade right here, I didn't enter until like way down here. I accidentally hit buy when price was pushing up because I was trying to make sure my order was filled. So you can see right here, I have my first trade here, and you can see the timestamps. I entered at 646. This was a full TP, it only gave me partial profit. And then this is the loss that I ate on that trade. So I have like, my loss is a little offset. So right here, I have 647, 646. This is the loss that I took. So I entered like right here, and the trade actually entered when price swung, past entry point right here. So it's all good. On to the next trade. There's no entries for us right here yet. We're looking for a higher high or a lower low. So again, guys, just be careful whenever you guys see big candles like this, because price is due for retracement. Like I wouldn't be surprised if price comes back down, bounces off, and then shoots all the way back up. But the main thing here that made this trade a bit risky was this candle was like way too large. You can see this candle here was about 500 pips. So obviously, retracement point is going to be this candle, and then it'll probably swing all the way back up. Also, this candle, this trade ended up running for too long. Probably going to pull out early. Like I mentioned, guys, if you guys don't feel comfortable about a position, just pull out early. I didn't really have the opportunity to pull out early because price was pretty much dropping down, and I was in drawdown for the most part. But as you can see right here, price is swinging all the way back up. Let's see. All right, on to the next one. So I just posted that right there, guys. So here's Dejan. He pulled out early as well. Took in a total profit of 110. Nice work, Dejan. It's a solid profit right there. Kevin said he took the breakout. So let's see. Kevin said take the breakout and bounce up. 10 quick trades, all wins, no losses. I think it ran all the stops, and now it's going back up to take liquidity above. Yeah, I can see that too, Kevin. So that's like the next step that I see price going through the rest of the session. So 18,000 on Kevin's account so far. Took trades in both directions, took the breakout, and then he took more trades to the upside. So solid profits right there. As you guys can see, price is swinging all the way back up. We just got caught in that nasty retracement right there. But I wouldn't be surprised if price swings all the way up from this point here. So now we're just looking for a new higher high or a lower low. We don't have anything yet, but we're looking for that here to come up. Once we get that, we can look for any following entry that can come up after that. But again, just a waiting game. As you guys can see, the market's moving pretty sideways right now. There's not really much going on. Here's a clean chart. Yeah, there's not much going on here. As you guys can see, price is pretty much ranging around these areas. So we have one right here. Here's a low, support, and there goes the resistance, the top. Sideways movement right here. Yeah, not too much going on. All right, so we're just going to be waiting for a bit here. You can check the overall bias over here. So looking over here at sentiment, guys, again, there's just nothing going on here right now. There's, pretty much on the 4-hour, 1 hour, and 30-minute time frames, price is pretty neutral down the middle. Looking over here on the 1 hour, or 1, 5, and 10, price is pretty much bearish, if not neutral. So 10, 30, 1 hour, 4 hour, all neutral. 5 minute, somewhat bearish, and the 1 minute over here, somewhat bearish as well, but not super strong. Looking over here at sentiment, let's see if this has changed at all. Looks like sentiment is still the same, 62% short. See, fundamentals right here, pretty much neutral. The Dow is currently down less than a percent, or less than a point. S&P's down, or S&P's up 10 points. NASDAQ's up 100 points. Russell 2K is up 8 points, and the VIX is currently down 2.67%. So yeah, there's not really too much going on here. There's no news behind the scenes. Some links over here. So let's see. Some live news, Ukraine war, live updates. Pentagon leaks reportedly reveal Russia in fighting. Kremlin digitizes the draft system to catch Dodgers. So just some stuff over here regarding the Ukrainian war and the leaks that happened over here in the US. So other than that, there's not really much else going on in the world. I believe we have Fed members speaking today. Let me check the calendar real quick. Actually, there's no Fed members speaking today. They all spoke yesterday. And then we have one more Fed member, Waller, speaking on Friday. All right, so I guess we just got to wait, guys. There's nothing coming up right here. We have a possible lower low right here. So if this is the case, another possible entry for a buy here. Never mind, there's no possible entry here. So there's no entry here, guys, because there's a lower low, but this candle already broke and closed past the pivot 1 and 2. So this right here, this buy signal will not be an entry for us. All right, so here we go as price swings back to the upside. There's a lower low here, but there's no entry. So I'm going to clean that up. We also have a higher high right here as well. No entry on this. So we actually need this buy signal to close. We don't have anything here yet for us to take, but this buy signal does need to close. We need the buy signal to close because there's no opportunity for a sell here. So we can't get a sell signal until we get a buy signal here. So what I kind of want here to happen if we're looking for a sell is I want a buy signal here to close. I want it to push up a bit higher and then come back down, of course. All right, so we got a buy signal over here with the higher high. Again, we need that buy signal there to close in order for us to have any sort of entry available for us. Right. All right, so price pushed up a little bit, but as you guys can see, it's not really doing too much. It's still going sideways at this moment. So again, we just have to wait for some sort of direction here to establish. We have another spike back to the downside right here. It's nothing crazy, but still confirm no entry for us at the moment. So we have a higher high right here, but we can't get a sell signal until we get a buy signal. So we still need a buy signal to close. As you guys can see, price is pretty much just ranging around this area. I can go ahead and just mark up a zone right here. There goes the top, and then there's a zone down here, which is the bottom. So pretty much a range right here. Price faked out down below here. Swung right back up. And now it is trapped within this range. Some profits over here from Kevin, locked in a couple more. He's now up 24,960 for the day. Crazy profits right there, Kevin. He said just made some more on that push to the upside. Yeah, just waiting for an entry here, guys. Hopefully we can get one soon. We still have a long time. We have about 50 minutes till 8, so we got a lot of time here. But there just isn't much movement. As you guys can see, I drew these two zones right here for the support and resistance. And this is literally where price is going back and forth. So you can see it just bounces from here, bounces down here, bounces from here, and it just keeps going back and forth. I do think eventually price will swing up higher. I think the overall bias here is still bullish. But, you know, as you guys can see here, there is obviously an opportunity for entry here. This price continues to, you know, move back and forth from where it's currently at. So we need this buy signal here to close. Once the buy signal closes, we can possibly look for entry, but right now there just isn't anything for us to take. All right, so we're getting price to push up a bit higher. Again, we still need that buy signal. There's going to be a buy signal, but there's not going to be an entry. So here we go. As price continues to push up. So we have a higher high here. We need that buy signal to confirm the momentum swing. Barty's asking, what's DJX chart, Sean? It's US30, right? Yeah, DJX is it's one of the symbols for US30. It just depends on your broker. Some brokers use DJ or DJX. Ken said, I agree with Sean. I think it's going to push up. Yeah, I think so too. So it looks like our old position right here is still, I mean, technically, if you were in this position, so say, for example, my order didn't fill right here. Unfortunately, it did, but if it didn't, it looks like we would still be in the position right here. So yeah, say if it never filled and it's filled down here, it'd still technically be in the position. But it's all good. We just got caught in this fake out right here. Price came up, faked out, came down, swung down super heavy, and then it just kind of ranged around this area. Now it swung right back up. So we just got to wait for this buy signal to close. If we get this buy signal here to close, then perfect. We can start looking for any more entries. We just can't take one right now because there's no opportunity for us to take a buy. However, it does look like price is swinging to the, you know, to the upside from where it's currently at. Another buy signal here, as you guys can see, there's like this buy signal has been coming up for the past, since we got into this entry here. Right? So, or since we got to this area here. So it's been about like almost 20 minutes where it's attempted to provide this buy signal. Price is pushing up from this point. There's no entry for us yet. Okay, so our old TP right here got hit, the one that we had earlier. Yeah, it looks like price might be shooting up. Our target price point is going to be this opening price right here, of course. So that's kind of where I expect price to push to. If and when it gets to that point. Let me just clean this up right here. Or we can leave this support up first just to see if price actually breaks and closes past it. We currently have the higher high right here. The buy signal never closed though, so just keep that in mind, guys. The buy signal right there never closed. We need that buy signal in order for us to have that swing back to the downside. So I think target price point will be this opening price right here. When price gets to this point here, one of two things can happen. Price will either bounce off it or it's going to continue pushing up higher from here. Right? Two different opportunities right there. There hasn't been too much movement here. It's only been about, let's see, price broke above this area. So it looks like a break and retest pattern of this. Possible swing up higher, but we'll have to see where this ends up going. I mean, obvious target price point is going to be up there though. So we got a buy signal here. but it's on this higher high. So I actually need a new higher high to be established. So we need price to actually push up a bit higher before we can have any opportunity for entry. So now that we have the buy signal here, this is perfect. I need price to push up a bit higher, establish a new higher high, and then if price swings back down, we can look for a possible sell. But right now, we just don't have anything for us to take. We just need this to actually play out and push to the upside. Target price points can be opening price, of course, as usual. That's typically going to be the target when price corrects back to where it's supposed to be. Price is supposed to be bullish today. So as you can see, price kind of came back down here, faked out, swung up. This is target price point for it to get back to baseline, which is pretty much neutral. Looking over here at sentiment, or not sentiment, but fundamentals, they're still pretty neutral. They're only up 25 points, so they're not really up too much. S&P's up 16 points. Nasdaq's up 131 points. Russell 2K is up about 10 points. Looks like everything's pretty much bullish now. Let's see, we have a pending sell signal right here. It's just a nasty market. As you guys can see, it's not very smooth at all. A lot of back and forth movement, no straight push. Typically, we have that straight push to the upside. But I mean, obviously, we don't have that here. We keep getting pending signals in both directions. We currently have sentiment over here at 61% short. So this isn't really looking like sentiment's going to be too heavy one-sided anymore. If it gets down to 60%, then at that point, it's not really going to be very much biased. I mean, it's still going to be biased somewhat, but typically you want it to be above like 65 or 70%. When you have it like that, then it's going to be super biased in one direction. So, all right, let's see what happens here. There's no direction yet. We can't take the sell here, guys. We have a pending sell signal, but we can't take the entry here because we have a higher high, but there's a signal within it. So I actually need this to push up higher and establish and there's also a high low right here. So what I need is I need this candle to push up higher, and then I need this to establish a new higher high. So I need this to push up past this line right here. Because if this candle pushes past it, it's going to create a new higher high. And then from there, we can possibly look for a sell. But at the moment, you know, obviously we just do not have that yet. Maria said FTMO is making different candles. Let me see. Yeah, so I'm looking at this here too. Maria, it looks like there's an issue with the data right now. There might just be a data lag because obviously you can see how the candles are moving. They're very volatile. It looks like this second candle over here is, yeah, it's different, but now it looks back like it's back to normal. This one right here is off because this was technically a green candle, it looks like on FTMO. It's just this candle right here. So this is the only one that I see off. It's this middle red candle. Everything else looks the same to me. So this looks the same. This looks the same. It's just this one right here. For FTMO, it's just middle red candle. This one looks the same. Everything looks fine. Now it looks like the data is kind of caught up to itself. The only thing here that was off was this main candle right here. CT said that MFF and TV are off, like way off. Okay. So I don't have MFF on mine, but I wouldn't be surprised because MFF typically has subpar data anyways. Anyways, guys, you guys see my markup here. Price did exactly what we anticipated. So as I mentioned, I said price was going to push up from here and test the opening price, which is the target price point. This is target price point here. Now from this point, price is either going to bounce off it or it's going to continue pushing up higher. There's no entries for us here, but this here, this here is where price needs to be. So let me go and clean this up now. Can't clean everything up because they're pretty much irrelevant. But you guys can see my markup here played out. This is typically what happens. So like usually if you guys get a like crazy retracement like this is why I was okay with taking the buy entry earlier right here. Because when you had this buy entry, I was like, okay, price is going to push up to opening price, right? However, price faked out. So price faked out right here. It faked out once initially right here. Price pushed down again right here, faked out twice actually. And then it went to where it's supposed to go. This whole time price was supposed to come up to this blue line and price finally did right here. So now it has finally, you know, corrected back to the upside. So still nothing for us to take right now, but we'll be looking for possible entry here. So we have a higher high, and we are now looking for price to come back down, if that may be the case. All right, so price is pushing up right here where it's currently at. Still no entry for us to take at the moment. All right, we currently have a higher high right here, guys. We're looking for price to come back down, close below the pivots. Once we have that, we can take a sell. But right now, we just do not have anything for us to take. It's a really random market right now. As you guys can see, very volatile, pushes to the downside. A long range right here. I think price range for about like 20 or 30 minutes. Yeah, 30-minute range right here until price finally corrected back to the upside. Price is going exactly where we anticipated, but just didn't go in a straight arrow. Price kind of came up here, faked out again, and then it shot up from that point. So we still have we still got a lot of time. It's 7:15 right now, so we have about 45 minutes till 8. So hopefully we get one more entry to offset that loss from earlier this morning. We'll see. Here we go. As price starts to come back down, we have the higher high right here. There goes the higher high. All right, let's see if this comes back down. So we have a higher high right here. Price breaks and closes past pivots 1 and 2 down here. Then we have opportunity for another entry. Right there. We don't have anything yet, but basically what we're looking for. So some more profits over here from Kenny. So Kenny took the buy here as price pushed up to opening price. Total profit of 100 for the day. Nice work, Kenny. Kenny again right here, 100. We have Natasha, total profit of 1,248 for the day. Nice work, Natasha. Kevin over here locked in a couple more profits off that buy earlier when price is pushing up to opening price. Total profit of 35,740 for the day. Solid work, Kevin. And Kenny over here at 100. We've got Ross over here. Ross with a total profit of 16,680 for the day. Nice work, Ross. Pretty solid wins right there. Other than that, that's about it. So there's nothing else right now, guys. We're pretty much just waiting for this to come back down. As you can see, a new higher high got established. It's a very jumpy market today. As you guys can see, it's not smooth at all. We get these random spikes. I mean, this is the correction that we were waiting for, because as I mentioned earlier, I said price was going to be bullish. This is the correction we were waiting for. It's just not providing us any entries. We just have this huge swing back to the upside, but not a very smooth movement as price continues to, obviously bounce around from where it's currently at. So Ross over here currently up 1668. We have Eunice over here, total profit of 288 for the day. So nice work right here, Eunice. Looks like you took the buy earlier as well. He was pretty much riding that up from the this area to the opening price. Total profit of 288. Nice work, Eunice. All right, so we had another higher high right here, guys. Let's see if this here actually holds. Mark that up from that point. Yeah, so Glenn said if we took a 25.50 on the previous trade, it would have hit, but it would have taken 28 minutes though. Yeah, so for this entry over here, guys, the one that we took earlier, we talked about this yesterday where we can make adjustments to our TP stop loss. Like Glenn mentioned, yeah, we probably could have used a 25.50 on here and it would have played out. The only problem is that we'd be holding on to this position for way too long. But I do agree. I think that might have been the better TP stop loss for this specific position, as you guys can see right here, because we would have been able to withstand this like nasty pullback right here. It actually would have filled this candle perfectly, Glenn. So yeah, no, thanks for the input right there. This should have been probably an entry that we could have adjusted our TP stop loss, because as you guys can see over here, it says use 100 to 300 or 250, 500 based on conditions. This candle here was way too big. So yeah, if we use the bigger TP stop loss, this here would have been, a better move, obviously. Would have taken a long time to hit, but it would have eventually hit. So yeah, basically a 28-minute move right here. So yeah, you're right, definitely, Glenn. That would have been the good decision, but we got to think on our feet on this trade. And I didn't necessarily think to adjust my TP stop loss. So it's all good. But yeah, no, you're definitely 100% right. All right, still no entries for us here. As you guys can see, there's new higher high that just got pushed up even higher. Let's see if this here establishes the high. As you guys can see, a lot of the liquidity here just got knocked out. So there was a ton of liquidity right here. Yeah, as you guys can see, a lot of liquidity right here got knocked out from this area. So when price pushed up right here, pretty much knocked out all the stop losses in this area. So this push to the upside was not uncalled for. Like, we did expect this to happen, but as you can see, it was a really big back and forth push over here. This price continued to obviously, bounce around from where it's currently at. All right, new higher high right there. So we have the higher high right here, guys. If price drops down from here, provides a sell signal, possible entry for us. So we have the higher high. We need price to break and close past the pivots over here with a sell signal. If we get that, then obviously possible entry for us to take there. But again, we would have to wait for some sort of confirmation here. There's my yawn indicator. This it's not really a smooth market. As you guys can see, like typically we'll have a big spike of volatility here, a really long range for like 30 minutes, big push of volatility right here, and then now we're back into this range. So price is pretty much ranging sideways again right here. Yeah, no opportunity yet. Yeah, Daniel said price gap, price is filling a gap. Yeah, I see that too. So, all right, so price is coming back down right here, guys. If we get this sell signal that breaks and closes past the pivots 1 and 2, then we have a possible entry here for a sell. Again, guys, you have to wait for this candle to actually close. We have 40 seconds left, so we have a lot of time on this candle here specifically. All right. So we have a pending sell signal here, but again, you guys have to wait for the candle to actually close below the pivot. 8 seconds does not look like it's going to close here. No. No close. Another possible entry here. And I hate how price does this. Like, there's not really much of a volatility push. Like for these entries here that we're taking, we typically want a straight push. Like we want that higher high and we want the sell signal to come up and then just blast right through. For these entries here lately, like for this one that we took over here, it wasn't a straight push, right? Price kind of went sideways for a bit. Like we had the lower low right here. And it kind of just went back and forth for a while before it actually provided the buy signal here, which screwed us over because the candle was just too big. Same with this over here. We have the higher high. The sell signal here didn't close. And now price just keeps ranging sideways, which is super annoying because this isn't the type of movement that we're looking for. We're looking for a straight push, basically higher high, sell signal, and, continued pushing. Again, no entry here at this point, guys. We're pretty much in this range. So if we get a sell entry at this point, I'm probably not going to take it, to be honest, because just looking at where price is currently at, it looks like it's probably going to push up higher and establish a new higher high. So it does not look like we're going to have an entry here. We just got to wait a little longer for this to the pattern to play out. Let's see. CT said maybe a 3 or 4 candle rule. I need to test it. Yeah, we have to test it. But typically, we kind of implement that already, CT. I mean, we should have implemented it here for this last entry, but like, for example, here, that 3-4 candle rule, like if this doesn't end up pushing like straight away, then it's typically going to range for a bit. And if it does range for a bit, like it does right here, then there's just not going to be any entry for us. So yeah, I mean, we're technically using that 3-4 candle rule without even knowing it, because typically if the entry doesn't come within 3 or 4 candles, then there's going to be high lows in between, and there's not going to be any opportunity for entry. So looking at this here, guys, there's no longer going to be an opportunity for a sell. The reason for that is because we have a lower high in between already. So we have 2 high lows in between. So yeah, CT said, yeah, it needs to be clean. It needs to be pretty much a higher high and then a straight sell, like without any resistance, right? So you can see right here, higher high, sell signal, straight drop right there. Same with this here. These aren't even straight drops, but basically. Yeah, you guys get the gist of it. Basically, you're looking for a higher high. You're basically identifying tops and bottoms. So you're looking for a top, you're looking for a bottom, and then you're looking for momentum to continue in that direction. Which, I mean, obviously we don't have here yet. All right, so let's see if price pushes up higher. Okay, so there's a new higher high right here. I mean, pretty much the same process again. New higher high. And again, we just have to wait for this to possibly push down, establish a entry for us. We got 20 seconds left on this candle. Have some time. Here's Kevin, locked in some more profit on his Hanko account. Total profit of 8,710. Nice work, Kevin. Yeah, solid profits right there. All right, we have the higher high right here. Yeah, another one here. Here goes the higher high. And then we have news over here at 7:30. Thanks, Maria, for the heads up. I'm probably going to avoid any entries if we get too close to news here, because if you guys remember yesterday, we had oil news yesterday, which is typically not very high impact. We had a huge spike off of that news candle yesterday. So I'll probably hold off on taking any entries here. And we'll just see where it ends up going. All right, so we have the higher high right there. All right, we have the higher high right here, guys. Obviously no entry here yet. We're getting really close to this news candle in the next minute or next 30 seconds. We'll see if this ends up pushing price, in one direction or the other. I mean, but realistically, if you guys look at where price is currently at, we're again in another range. This is like the worst type of market to trade in. You don't want to be trading when price is ranging like this, because price can break down either direction. So you can see earlier, so right here, we're in a range. Price will probably go sideways until, obviously it breaks out to the upside or it breaks out to the downside. Here's the news candle. Not really much off that. But yeah, as I mentioned, we don't have much going on here. Price is pretty much going sideways. It's just like how it was earlier. It's not a good area to trade in. This is kind of how we got screwed over earlier with this buy entry. His price is pretty much ranging back and forth right here as well. So as you can see, when price goes, sideways like this, it's going to have to break out in either direction, to the upside or to the downside. Obviously, right here, price broke up to the upside. We're looking for the same thing again right here. So price dropped down, faked out, consolidated, and then breakout. Same with this one over here. Price is now back into consolidation. And at this point, again, just waiting for some sort of confirmation. D's asking, is there any strats that look like a look at the breakout after a squeeze? I mean, that was something that we used to look at before, is to just break and retest of the structure. So, I mean, it's the same thing. It's like looking for a momentum scalp, or it's like applying any other strategy, but identifying the direction. So like for any of the other strategies that we used to apply, like the pivot scalp and stuff, like the original pivot scalp, you'd have to confirm overall bias, right? So in order to confirm overall bias, when price is going sideways like this, you would have to look for some sort of breakout in either direction. So when price consolidates like this, you look for the breakout, retest, and continuation. And then from there, you could take basically any buy signal or any type of entry that comes up, in this outside area. So, I mean, if you want to just look at it as a break and retest, I wouldn't necessarily do that because it doesn't usually play out that way. But you can basically take any entries that break out in that area. Because when price breaks out of this area, like for example here, see how price is coming down from where it's currently at? I wouldn't necessarily take this specific entry right here. Oh, there's an actual entry right here, guys. But it's a pretty messy one. So I don't think I'll be, let me see. So we have a higher high right here. We have the sell signal right here. But again, this candle is a huge candle, guys. So you might want to be careful about taking this. Maybe wait for the retracement a little bit. But yeah, this here is an entry. If it closes. Looks like it's going to pull up a little bit. Yeah, no entry there, guys. So this is why you have to wait for the candle to close, because something like this will happen. But anyways, like I was mentioning before, D, there is, I mean, there's just a lot of different types of ways to apply it. But yeah, if you want to look for a break and retest, you can look for that. That's like a typical pattern. Like for example, over here, you can see how price broke above it. So this is where it gets kind of messy, because price did break above. It didn't necessarily retest, but it kind of faked out. So price came above it. It retested right here, but it kind of broke below it a little bit. And then ended up correcting back to the upside. So like, I wouldn't take the main momentum signal right there, but I would wait for it to retest and continue to the upside. So, I mean, there's probably a strategy in the course. I just don't remember what it's called. But there's a lot of different types of ways to take these entries. I would look for the break and retest to confirm the direction. Then I look for entries in that direction. So yeah, what I was trying to say was basically a high-low scalp. So see how we had the range right here? This would right here would be a high-low scalp, D. That's one of the entries that you could have taken, but there's a lot of entries here that you could take. High-low scalp right there, full TP. This candle right here broke and closed past this high, which happens to be the zone. These zones are always going to be the highs anyways. So that's something that you can look at. Damn, man, this market is, this is like one of the messier markets that we've had in a while. As you guys can see, this has a back-to-back momentum signal. We typically don't have this happen. This happens very rarely, where you have momentum after momentum. And then price is still in the range right here as well. All right, there we go on the sideways with the sideways movement. No entry for us either way. We had the higher high right here. Sell signal didn't close when on this candle here, so there's no entry. There's a lower low right here, but there's two momentum signals in between. So, I mean, either way, there's no entry here. There's no entry here for this, and there's no entry here for this. There's no entry here at all. Alexander's asking if this was a momentum scalp failure. Yes, it was. So there was actually a momentum scalp failure right here, and there's actually a momentum scalp and momentum scalp variation on this one right here as well. Alexander. So there's actually, yeah, the trifecta of entries right there. It's a messy one though, because they happen right after each other. So it's a bit messy. I think price will continue pushing up though. My guess is that price is likely to push up higher. It's going to have trouble getting past that range though. As you guys can see, price is just ranging sideways right here. There's nothing for us to take at the moment. But yeah, there's a momentum scalp failure right here that Alexander mentioned. Looks like it already hit TP. Yeah, momentum scalp failure right there. And then there's technically a momentum scalp and momentum scalp variation that's currently running right now. But there's no high-low momentum scalp. So there's nothing here with the main strategy that we're looking at. Lower low here, but there's momentum signals in between. There's a higher high here, but there's no sell signal. So still no opportunities for us to take here. I think price will shoot up higher. I mean, it's going to have to at this point. Price is pretty much just consolidating and ranging right here. So it's going to have to shoot up. If it doesn't shoot up, there's not going to be any opportunity for us here. It's going to have to break down in either direction, either to the top side or to the bottom side. My guess is that it's going to push up higher. Let's take a look at the retail fundamentals real quick. Fundamentals are currently up 125 points. We have a pretty decent bullish bias over here for US30. Currently up 125 points. S&P is up 26 points. Nasdaq's up 159 points. Russell 2K is up 13 points. And the VIX is currently down 4%. Looking over here at retail sentiment's back up. So as you guys can see, it was 62% short earlier. It's now back to 64%. So with that said, it shows that retail traders are trying to cash the top, which I don't think the market makers will give to them. So with more retail traders here on the short side, I think price will probably continue pushing up higher and higher. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens next, but I don't think there's anything else here for us to look at. Let me check the calendar real quick. Yeah, there's no other news. I mean, there's the G20 meeting that's typically going on, or it's going on all day. We have the IMF meetings. We have 30-year bond auction at 10. It's relevant to us. We're going to be done trading by then. Here's my FX book. You can see if there's anything else over here. All right, nothing here yet. We have news at 8:30, but I don't know if we'll be trading past 8 today, since we already took our loss earlier today. It's not really and it's not the best market right now. As you guys can see, the market is not moving smooth at all. There's no entries for us here, no higher highs, no lower lows currently. So it's just nothing for us to take at the moment. All right, let's see if price finally breaks out of this area. Still the same back and forth movement here. So we have a high low right here. There's no lower low. It's no opportunity for us. And same with the higher high over here. We have no lower low and no higher high. So in order for us to have entry, we need to have either a higher high or a lower low. And we don't have either of those right now. There's my brother Justin over here, locking a total profit of 1,816 for the day. Nice. Solid profits right there. And that's about it. So a lot of sideways movement right here, guys. It's 7:40 right now, guys. So it's getting close to 8 o'clock. If there's any questions that you guys have, feel free to put them in the chat. It does not look like we're going to have any sort of entry here anytime soon. As you guys can see, a lot of random volatile spikes right here. Price kind of spiked down a little bit. And then again, nothing for us to really take away from this here. All right, we have a lower low here, but this is kind of relevant for us because we don't have a buy signal coming up. We currently have a sell signal coming up. There's a lot of random spikes today. Like this, I don't know why it spiked down so much. It spiked down about like 30 pips for whatever reason. No news or anything. It's a random spike. Glenn's asking, do you have a swing trade account, Sean? No, I don't swing trade. I have a regular account. The leverage on the swing trade is not really worth it. I think you have like a 1 to 10 leverage or 1 to 30, which is like it's not good. It's like pretty much pointless for scalping because you can't take big lot sizes. Or not necessarily big, but you can't take the risk that you're looking to take. All right, Dejan, we'll see you back here tomorrow. All right, guys, 7:40 right now. We have about 20 minutes till 8. There's nothing for us to take right now. It's pretty much just a sideways movement all morning. If there's any questions that you guys have, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, we'll keep looking for possible entry here, but I'm not looking to see anything here anytime soon. As you guys can see, we have a lower low here with a pending sell signal. Just nothing for us here. Kept my losses pretty low today, so my losses aren't even that much. These are my trades for the day, so like basically offsetting the loss there. 720 minus 80, only down 2,000 right now, so it's not really too much. I'm up pretty heavy for the week, so doing all right. So I'm not really looking to risk anything or take any unnecessary risk. That's my yawn indicator again. It's just a boring market. There's not really much direction here. It seems like there's a lot of consolidation, a lot of consolidation, breakouts to another zone, and then more consolidation. As you guys can see here, this price has been consolidating for 30 minutes now. It seems like every time price goes into consolidation, it stays consolidating for at least like 30 minutes. Same with this here. So you can see from this consolidation phase down here, it's 30 minutes. And then again, right here, 30 minutes. So if that's the case, then might be able to expect some sort of breakout to happen soon again. Yeah, CT mentioned another momentum scalp failure right here, full TP. With a lot of this sideways movement, I think the strategy that's probably working the best right now is probably the SR rejection scalp. Yeah, I'm looking at it right here. There's a couple entries that came up like this one right here, or actually not this one. This one right here, actually. It's an SR rejection scalp off this. There. So, I mean, we'll see how the price moves. I don't think this is going to be a continued continued way of market conditions to be moving. I think this is just a single day. So, I mean, obviously, if price starts to go sideways a bit, then we can throw in the SR rejection scalp. But right now, I think this is just this is a today thing, where this is kind of just going sideways. I mean, you guys can see here, it's pretty clear. Sideways movement, breakout, and then again right here, sideways movement, and then possible breakout. Yeah. All right, so we just got to wait for something here to come up, guys. It's 7:45 right now. We got 15 minutes till 8. I don't think we're going to get anything anytime soon. So if there's anything that you guys want me to look at, feel free to let me know. But I'm not really expecting much right now. We currently have a sell signal right here. So in order for us to have entry, we need price to establish a new lower low. And then we'll wait for that to push back to the upside. But we just don't have anything here yet to really look at or take. Oh man, I just had to mute myself for a second. I take a big yawn. It's a boring market. I was hoping to take at least like one or two more entries to pretty much offset my loss. But it's not looking like we're going to be getting that anytime soon. 7:46 right now. Yeah, this is the worst market to trade in. Yeah, it's a worse market unless you're applying the SR rejection scalp, because this type of market is actually what the SR rejection scalp is meant for. Yeah, you're just looking for bounces. So you're looking for momentum right here. We currently have a sell signal. So if I pull up the SR indicator, I can't tell if this was rejecting off it, but if it was, there'd be entry. So if you're looking for an SR rejection scalp, basically if we get a rejection or a wick rejection off these pivots here and zones, then another possible entry there. All right, still nothing here. All right, price is breaking, closing below the zone right there. Volatility just died down a bit. I wouldn't be surprised if you get like another random spike here, because typically when the market starts to just slow down like this, you just get a random spike out of nowhere. Like for example, right here, these candles are super small and this candle just spiked down, spike back up, then small candles again. Still nothing for us here. We might get a buy entry here though. So we have a lower low right here, guys. Let's clean this up a little bit. I mean, price is still in this range. We have a possible entry for a buy right here. This here closes with buy signal, possible entry. If not, I'll probably just wrap this up for the day, guys, because I don't think we're going to get anything else here. Yep. So it didn't actually close out, fortunately. But that was possible entry there for a buy. Yeah. So it didn't actually close. You can see this candle over here has a huge wick, but this here did have a buy signal pending. All right, we have one more here. I don't know if this here will actually close. Another possible entry. All right, Maria, we'll see you here tomorrow. Maria said, no trades for me today, no money lost. See you tomorrow. Definitely, Maria, we'll see you back here tomorrow. We have a pending buy signal here on this current candle. Again, if this here closes, it's got to push above that lower high to pretty much knock that out. So you can see right there, it knocked it out. I think that answers your question right there, Zach. So Zach said low, high, in between. Does that matter? It does matter, but if this candle here pushed past it, it pretty much knocks it out. So there can be a low high or higher low in between, but if this here pushes past it, then there'd be opportunity there for entry. Into the trade. Let me see if I can get into this late. I think it might be too late for me to enter the trade. It's got to mark up the yeah, so let me see, I got into it. It's almost a TP. I had to pull out. I got partial profit on that trade, guys. So if you guys saw that, that's what we were waiting for. We were waiting for this to break and close. You guys heard that click noise. I had to close out early because I wasn't trying to hold on to this for too long. I got in a little late because as soon as the candle closed, I hit buy and it entered me like a little higher. So it only locked me in for 720 profit. Not horrible, but also not great. So it's all good. All right, guys. So there goes the last win for the day. I mean, as you guys can see, if you guys are patient enough to wait for that entry, it came up eventually. It just ended up playing out a little too quickly. But yeah, there goes the entry right there. As you guys can see, the strategy still works fine when the market's moving smoothly. Right now, for this entire day, it wasn't really moving smoothly at all. Like our entry over here earlier, we took it for a 1030 split. We took this for a loss, unfortunately. If we use the 2550, like Glenn mentioned earlier, this actually would have won the trade. It's just hard for us to really gauge that when the market's moving so fast, so quickly. We couldn't make adjustments to this to make it a 2550. Right away. So like what happened here is I ended up getting caught in this position. It got stopped out when the price kind of spiked down right here and faked out. But it's all good. You know what happened. So for this right here, this was a loss. It could have been a win if we adjusted TP stop loss like directions mentioned over here, but we just didn't have time to play that out. For this one over here, this one went straight to TP. I pulled out for partial profit because of the move right here. So like I had to pull from this partial profit because this here kind of hit TP, didn't close me out on my entry, and also got it for a late entry as well. So I'll just mark this up over here. For today, we're 1-1. For the week, we're currently up 8 wins and only 1 loss. Or actually for this whole month. So for the month of April, we're currently up 8 wins and 1 loss. For this week, I think we're up 3 wins and 1 loss. So pretty decent. Could be better, but it's all good. All right, so here's Ross's profits for the day. He's currently up 19,890 for the day. Nice work, Ross. Looks like he took that last buy with us right there. So solid profits right there. Here's Kevin. He's currently at 45,070 for the day. Nice work, Kevin. Huge wins. Yeah, Kevin said he took that trade with me. He entered multiple times right there. Yeah, a whole bunch of times. Looks like he entered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 times right here. Nice work, Kevin. All right, so solid profits right there from Kevin. Jacob said he couldn't make it in today. I'm going to message Jacob after this. But I think that's it, guys. So if there's any other questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. As I mentioned, this is just not a good market to be trading in. A lot of ranging movement here, not too directional at all. The trades did come up eventually, but they did take a lot of time for them to come up. We had one loss for today over here. Unfortunately, I should have made adjustments to the TP stop loss, like I mentioned. We used a 10-30 split here, but it obviously that stop loss is just way too small because the candle here is way too big. So I probably should use the 25.50 because that would have pretty much covered the entire candle, which is what we needed. But it's all good. You know what happens. Everybody makes mistakes. I made a mistake here too because I didn't really analyze the entry fully. This candle just came up last second and I just entered without really, or I set it up without actually thinking, okay, should I adjust the TP stop loss? So this loss over here is my fault. It's all good. I take responsibility for it. Could have came out differently, but it is what it is. We just got to deal with these little hiccups throughout the market. So let me see one question over here from CJ. CJ said, would 708 be a valid entry with that invalid momentum signal? No, because the requirement here says valid momentum signal, CJ. So it'd have to be invalid. I mean, it has to be valid for high-low scalps. Let me check real quick. 708. Let me go back a little bit real quick, guys. So this is, if the candle broke and closed past the CJ, it would have been fine for high-low scalp, but it looks like it didn't actually break and close past it. For that specific, like the momentum here is fine. So I was confused because I thought you were talking about the high-low momentum scalp, but for the high-low scalp, the momentum doesn't matter. It could be invalid or valid. But this right here, if this candle here broke and closed past it, it didn't break and close past it, obviously. But if it did, I mean, technically, it looks like it could have closed past it because this candle was above it, right? So, I mean, there's just probably a data issue right here where there's just a little lag in between and the candle actually did close past it. But for this right here, yeah, this would have been fine because it doesn't matter if it's valid or invalid. It's only valid or invalid if it's a high-low momentum scalp, but not for regular momentum scalp. So like for right here, it just says confirm trading the direction of momentum. So it doesn't matter if it's valid or invalid. You just want to see where momentum is going. So for example, here there's a buy signal, it's invalid, but it has no relevance. You can still take it regardless. Let's see, MXL said has a slightly random question. Do I need to buy anything more than CBOE data package from TradingView? To my knowledge, no, I don't think there's anything else that you really need, MXL. I mean, unless there's something specific that you're looking for, I don't think there's anything else that you need. If you have like a Pro or Pro Plus account, you can have custom timeframes. So I think you probably have that by now already. So I don't think there's anything else that you need specifically for data. For data, I just have the CME group data, which is I think what you have too, right? CBOE. Yeah, no problem. All right, guys, I think that's it for today. It's 7:58, so it's about 2 minutes till 8. I don't see any other entries here, unfortunately. Today just wasn't really a smooth day. We had one win, one loss. Obviously, we're technically in the red for this specific day, but for this week, we're in the green. So let me check the profits real quick, or trades actually. So for the past couple of days, we've had, let's see how many wins here. We had 1 win, 2 wins, 3 wins, 4 wins. Okay, so for this week so far, we have 4 wins and 1 loss. So I think that's pretty solid for a week so far. There's another entry right here, guys. I missed it. I'm not going to enter the trade. It's too late for me to enter. But there's another one that just came up right here last second. I don't know if anyone else identified that, but it looks like it's going to hit TP. Yeah, I'm not going to enter this late. I already pretty much wrapped it up. It's about to be 8 o'clock. But there was one more entry right here that just came up at the very last second. We have a higher high right here. We had that sell signal breaking close past the pivots 1 and 2. but it is at my cutoff 8 o'clock. So I'm not really looking to take this trade here. So, all right, guys, if you guys are new here and you guys want access to basically all the strategies that I've covered here today and more, and then some, just go on the website, kodikaitrades.com. Again, that's kodikaitrades.com. Click on unlock your free access right here, and it'll give you access to all of the strategies that we covered during this live session and everything I've covered for the past 7 years with you guys here on the live sessions. This is what the course looks like. If you guys want to learn the specific strategy, the high-level momentum scalp, just pull up the course video. Go down to module 4. It's going to be the high-level momentum scalp right here. I typically apply it between 6:30 and 8. We've done testing between 6:30 and 9, so that actually is an okay time to trade in. But I personally don't recommend it. I think if you make enough profit between 6:30 and 8, then it's best to just wrap it up for the day. So if you guys want to learn any of the other strategies, these are the other strategies that people have mentioned from today: momentum scalp failure, momentum scalp variation, and the momentum scalp. These are 3 of the main strategies that we applied before we started applying the high-low momentum scalp. And then obviously, if you want to learn the high-low scalp that CJ just mentioned, you can scroll down even further, go to the scalp strategies, and it's going to be the first strategy right here, the KT US30 1-minute high-low scalp. So other than that, I think that's about it. Let's see, question up here from MXL. He's asking, which backtesting programs are you guys using? We just do a manual backtest. MXL, I think that's the best way to do it. I mean, obviously you can use some sort of backtesting platform or some type of backtesting software, but I think testing it yourself and seeing it for yourself with your own 2 eyes helps you trust the strategy better. So we do have the data from the past couple of weeks, or not past couple of weeks, past couple of months, and they work out perfect. So for me personally, I think that's the best way to backtest. Also, it's on the 1-minute time frame, so it's not too bad. You just got to go back each day, look from 6:30 to 8, and then look for the entries. And that'll help you trust the strategy more, so that when you actually take it yourself, you're not worried about taking the trade. So, all right, guys, that's it. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. You guys can email me, Sean@kodikaitrades.com, or you guys can message me on Telegram @kodikaitrades. Also, if you guys are new here and you guys want to rewatch any of the previous live sessions, just go to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/kodikaitrades. Anything with the blue background is a live trading session. I've been trading live with you guys here for the past 5 to 7 years now. I have well over 600 videos here, close to 1,000 in total. Anything with the gold background are everyone's trading results each day. Everything with the green background is our previous mentoring sessions, and everything with the red background are the trading strategies that we've covered over the years. So, all right, guys. Other than that, I will see you guys back here tomorrow for the next live session as we officially wrap up this trading.